Hey, welcome back to the channel. I've got a little bit of time this afternoon after work to do a couple things. So what I wanted to work on, first I was just going to show you, I went ahead and sealed the just the top side of the leading edge because I had easy access to it and there's nothing else that has to happen with that. So when I'm sealing the wood, I do 2 coats. The first coat is the urethane is thinned down 50-50 with some thinner, and then I brush that on. It soaks in really well, and then I do a light sand after that's dry, just with some like 220 somewhere around there, and that smooths the surface out. And then once I get that done, then I put on just a full strength coat after that, and that gives the wood a really nice seal. So yeah, so what I'm gonna do today while I have a little time is I got my wood laid out here, and I have both pieces of the the first 2 pieces of the headrest, and then this is the actual headrest portion. Got those all cut out. And I've got my material here, RS18, which is 1/2 by 3/4, or 1/2 by 5/8, sorry. I've got my 1/2 by 5/8, and what I've done is on the top, where this goes on the side, let's see, how can I explain this? Where this goes here, what we have is the piece goes on right here on the top, along the top edge. But the way this comes together like this, let me show it to you this way. The way it comes together like this, we actually have an angle here. Obviously it's a 90-degree piece. Currently it's not 90 degrees here. I actually have it figured out about 14 degrees. If I run it through the table saw at 14 degrees, I should come out just about right. So, and then once I have those cut, I'll be able to come in and epoxy those in on the top and on the bottom, and then it gets a vertical member. It looks like the top member goes on first, and then the bottom member, and then there's a vertical member that goes in between, right here on the front edge. And that will eventually get epoxied to the front once we're all done. So I'm gonna get the saw over here and get ready to cut some material close to size. I'm gonna test 14 degrees, make sure it works out right, and then I'll cut that. And once I run that through the bandsaw, then we'll be able to start laying this out and get these pieces epoxied together. Once we get them all epoxied together, then we can start assembling it. And once we get the first part assembled, then we can actually cut the top piece that goes on. And but we'll do that after we get the 2 sides mounted to the 2 sides put together on the other piece, the headrest. Yeah, there you go. It's been a long day already. So let me get busy with that, and we'll get a little something done. All right. right, so I'm marking my pieces here, and the way they fit looks like it works out really nice. And I'm numbering where they go so I don't lose track. So this is number 3. It goes like that. I've marked where it gets cut, and then this will be number 4. It goes like that. And that way, when it's tilted like so, it's actually flat across the bottom. Except I put that one backwards. Let's see here. Cut side has to go to the surface like that. So basically it looks like that. So when that's flat, it has this slant to it here. I don't know if you can see that, but that's how it goes. Just like that. So I'll mark this one. Number 4, and that's number 4. I've already marked the other 2, so now all I have to do is go over here to the saw and cut the ends here since they match my pieces. So I'll cut all 4 of those, and then we will get this prepped for getting these epoxied on. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, I got some epoxy mixed up here. I'm just gonna get it on the piece here, and then I'll put it on the other piece as well. And then we'll be ready to put these together. At least get the sides formed up so we can go to the next step. So. All right, so you saw me get. All right, let's try that again. All right, so you saw me get all of these clamped in place, these 4 pieces here, and then I cut these 2. I cut these 2. They're a bit of a compound curve. The first thing I did was I put my board compound curve. They're 2 different angle. You have to cut 2 different angles. It's a compound angle. So first I laid my piece up against here, and I marked the slope of that and the slope of that. Then I set it on top after I got that cut, and then I marked the slope of this top piece right here and this one over here. And so this is just holding, basically kind of holding this in place. So it because I went ahead and cut my angles on these ahead of time, it's not a perfect match, but that's okay. There's going to be plenty of gluing surface area on the face of these for that piece over there, so not concerned about that at all. So I've got some epoxy mixed up. I'm going to get these 2 clamped in place, and after I do that, that's all the time I have for tonight. But it gets us in a position where we're going to be able to taper the back where it comes together. We'll figure that out. And if you've ever built an RC model, you know what I'm talking about. Where the tail comes together, you always create a little bit of a taper on both sides so that they fit nice together. We will do that, and then we'll be able to get this all epoxied together. And once we do that, we can figure out what the top piece is what that needs to be. We'll just lay that down flat on a piece of wood and just trace it out. It'll be really simple. And I noticed it extends about 3/8 of an inch past the material, so you can get a nice flat part on the bottom there. And then probably before, well, we'll probably do it afterwards. This gets a couple slots in it to fit the shoulder harness, so we'll do that later. So thanks for hanging out with me, and hey, I'll catch you later.